Zankyou no Terror, episode 9, man. This show is developing quite interestingly. I mean, Jesus, this episode was. I was sitting on edge the whole time, man. Like I was literally just like, what's about to happen? What's about to happen? What's about to happen? What's about to happen? And then we get to the end, it's like, holy fuck. So apparently, there was the thing called the Athena plan, and it was to gather all of the smartest children, all of the savants, if you will, to try to induce savant syndrome by making all of these kids who were relatively smart in one area smart in every area. Based on this new drug that was developed by a pharmaceutical company in Japan, but apparently it only worked on children who were 5 and below. Apparently. And most of the test subjects died, according to this guy who was telling the story, because he was a researcher, scientist there, and he worked there, and they administered the drugs on the kids, and most of the kids died, except for 3. 2 escaped, and 1 was taken in by an American organization after the Americans stepped in to have the facility shut down. The ones who escaped were, of course, 9 and 12. They set fire to the place and disabled the security system in order to escape. And I'm not quite sure, but it's funny because from what I saw in their flashbacks, it was those 2, and there was another girl who was there. So what happened to that girl? Was that 5? I highly doubt it, because that girl sort of looked like Lisa. You see what I'm saying? Like in his memory. In his memory it did anyway. So who was that girl? But whatever. But yeah, we find out that this was actually something that was ran by that guy who was the reason for Shibazaki's demotion. Yeah, the guy who jumped off the building and committed suicide and all that type of stuff. It was that guy. He was the one who was leading this research development project. So I was just like, damn. And that's what 9 and 12 came from. They weren't known by any names. They were only known by their test subject numbers. And there you have it, 9 and 12 and 5. 12 is going towards where Lisa is, and 5 is standing by watching. And 12 gets there, and Lisa has a lot of fucking bombs attached to her jacket that she's wearing, and she's handcuffed to the post inside this Ferris wheel, and it's up to 12 to try to disarm all of these bombs, and he has a total of 8 minutes to do it. And given the amount of bombs that were attached, there's no way that he would have been able to do it. Sheer numbers alone, he wouldn't have been able to disarm all of these bombs. And as he's disarming these bombs, he's talking to Lisa, and Lisa's crying and she's panicking, and she said that she's sorry, she's causing nothing but trouble for those 2, and then 12 says, no, I should be the one apologizing. I'm sorry, because I shouldn't have, if I hadn't been the one to insist that you go to the airport that day, this wouldn't have happened. He was like, no, in fact, if I haven't given you a ride that day, this wouldn't have happened. No, in fact, if I hadn't spoken to you that day, this wouldn't have happened. And it's just various flashbacks of, him giving her the ride that day when she ran away from home, and him dropping the Mentos in her drink and all that type of stuff, man. And that's all, that's what we see in the flashback between those 2 and the history they have. And, that was a real tender moment between those 2. I like that. That was cool to see, that 12 is doubting himself. He's doubting the situation, and he feels responsible for what's going on with Lisa's character. So I like that. And then, like, Lisa starts to feel stronger because of his words, and she starts to look at the moon, you know what I'm saying, and reflect on the situation. And it was something that was left unsaid with 12. 12, like, even still, like, he says all that to her, and he's like, even still I, and it's like dot, dot, dot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he's saying. Like, maybe he said something like, I don't regret it, or maybe he even said I love you. I don't know, but she's fine now. She was just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm fine now. You should run away. Just leave. She told him that. She told him to just leave. She was like, you and 9 have something to do still. Sorry about this. She was like, you and 9 still have something to do, so you should leave. You have a mission, and you should leave because you have a mission. And he just couldn't leave her. He just couldn't bring himself to leave her. And he started working even harder to get the bombs off. And then the phone rang, and it was 5. And 5 told him, pretty much, if you tell me where the atomic bomb is that you 2 stole, because it wasn't plutonium apparently, it was a prototype for a new type of atomic bomb. She said, if you tell me where that is, I'll stop this bomb for you. She said, you've already betrayed 9 by coming here. So betraying him now with this, he's never going to forgive you. You know, he like, and then she said, you betrayed him already coming here, so are you going to really let the woman you betrayed now for die right in front of your eyes? I mean, you could, and it'll be a romantic death. And then she starts to say, you know, good night, Prince. You know, she calls him Prince, and then he tells her that it's at the school in Locker 12, like D12. He could have said D12, because that would have been a reference to the rap group D12. I gotta go back and look at that, because if it is, then that's a weird thing that I just now processed that in my head. That's how epic that show is, that a reference to D12 could have possibly been made, and I just now recognized it. But it's in a school in Locker number 12. I can't remember the letter. And they go to get the atomic bomb, which I'm shocked at. I know they said it was a prototype. It was small as shit then. If it's able to fit inside of a locker, I was shocked by that. But the police are sent there to go to the school to get the bomb, and 9 is there. He left from the place that he was using as a bunker, and you know, he threw the key away. And we see throughout the episode that he's working on something and that he's going somewhere. I'm assuming that he's working on the actual device to house this bomb, I'm assuming, and he is heading towards the school to get it. And he goes and he gets, sorry again, he goes to the school and he gets the device. But as he's getting the device out the locker, the police storm the place and they're looking for him and they can't find him. They lost visual on him, and you can see, man, that it looks like, I'm telling you, man, 5 has a personal thing against 9 specifically. I don't know why, but it's against 9 specifically. Like, when they kept saying we lost visual on him, she started to sweat. She started to get frustrated. She was like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? You know, man, she was frustrated. And it seemed like all her anger and angst is taken out on 9 most of the time, and not necessarily 12. But he escapes. Now, when he was running away, I didn't see a bag in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he stashed it somewhere else. I don't know. But I didn't see the bomb on him as he was running away. So I don't know if he put it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But the police didn't catch him. He's still running. The police didn't catch him. And 5, like, passed out. I don't know if it's because of the adverse effects of the drug. Because from what that guy said, it sounds like they're not going to live too much longer because of the drug. Like, even though they might be alive now, you know what I'm saying, they might have escaped death from the facility now. That drug might have some adverse effects and they're still going to die. So, I don't know, man. But this series is crazy as shit, though, man. This is episode 9, so we only got 2 more to go. This series is crazy as shit. I have to honestly give this a 10 out of 10. Even now, I haven't even seen the end, but I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. This episode and this show is ridiculous, son. It is ridiculous. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, though, man. I apologize for the lateness of it. I've been waiting on a few things to get here, and they haven't gotten here yet. So I'm gonna have to record most of my videos on this camera on my computer, which sucks ass, but whatever. Let me know what you guys thought about this shit, though, man. Let me know what you think about 9 and 12 and 5, and let me know how you think this series is gonna end. Do you love it? Are you enjoying it? Let me know all that shit, man. Drop some comments below. Bash Stampede.